Hello YouTube, Tobimaru here, and on this video I'll be reviewing Deep Rock Galactic Survivor Danger Darkness Dwarves. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor is a single-player survivor-like auto-shooter, or in simpler terms a Vampire Survivor's clone, or a similar game to that effect. So many others like Holocure, Halls of Torment, Brotato are some of the examples of other games that replicated the success of Vampire Survivors and made their own spin on it. And this one is the same, with some differences of course. This one is a spin-off of Deep Rock Galactic, the famous co-op FPS game, and now they come up with this game, this spin-off that uses the same characters, the same enemies. This game is on early access, that's important to note. It's released on Steam on February 14th, and I've been playing it a lot. My Steam page says that I have 100 hours on it. I just hope that majority of those hours were spent with the game open while I was asleep, because that's a lot of time. But yeah, I really dig this game, I really went deep on it, and I completed everything there is to complete. I completed every biome, every level, I unlocked every weapon, I did all the milestones, all the achievements, everything. On my maybe 70 hours, 80 hours of actual gameplay, I really had fun. First I'll be showing you the game, how it works, how it plays, what are the mechanics, so you know what to expect. Then I'll go a little deep on some mechanics and some ideas that I have that could improve the game, some things I think are missing. It's really addicting, even though it's kind of bare bones now. It's like a demo, but a really good one, I'd say. Yeah, let's go, I'll show you the game now. The main thing about the game, you have 3 levels, they called biomes. They're essentially 3 different maps. This one, the first one, is the easier one, then the Magma core is like the medium, and Bough is the hardest one, because it has like vines and stuff that you have to destroy. Magma core has big explosions and lava that hurt you. And after you choose the level, or the biome actually, you can choose the difficulty. So Hazard 1, Hazard 2, Hazard 3, 4 or 5. This is the actual difficulty of the game. So the easiest one is 1 and goes until 5. And the difficulty really ramps up on this game. Hazard 4 and Hazard 5 are really hard. Until 3 it's like you can do it easily, but when you get to 4 and 5 you really have to learn how to play the game. As you can see here, each level, each hazard level has some objectives, the biome goals. And for each of them that you complete, you unlock one of these, I don't know, the objective credits, I don't know what they are called, these blue icons. And you get them for doing different things, like completing the dive, is reaching the end floor, the last floor, and killing the boss. It's the same for all the different hazard levels, complete the dive, and for all the maps. But then the other objectives change. This one is upgrade one weapon to level 12, collect gold. This one is equip kinetic weapons, that's a type of weapon. Upgrade another weapon to 18, etc. And there's a bunch of objectives like this. And some of them on later difficulties are harder than the completion itself of the dive. These hazard levels are not unlocked from the start. You need to complete objectives on hazard level or on lower hazard levels to unlock the other ones. So there is a progression system that you have to unlock to access all the hazard levels on the multiple biomes. So let's choose 3, it's the mid difficulty, so I don't have to be really focused on the game to show you. So after you select your biome and difficulty, you are prompted to choose one class. At the beginning you only have one, it's the scout, but then you will unlock the other 3, and each one of them has 3 subclasses. So as you can see here in the bottom, the stats of the scout, it has 100 max HP, dodge 5%, crit chance, crit damage, and these are different for each class. And then you have the 3 subclasses, and that influences the starting weapon of the character. And there's also some passives that he has, like the classic one has 10% movement speed and plus 20 max HP. The recon has access to light weapons, that's a category of weapons that you can find in-game, has 25% dodge, and when dodging you get movement speed, and sharpshooter has crit chance and crit damage. Every class has exactly 3 subclasses that you will unlock as you progress through with each of them. So these levels, these are the class levels. My scout is level 33, I unlocked everything already, but you only unlock recon sharpshooter when you get your base class to a certain level. And that is based on experience that you gain at the end of the dives. You complete one and then you progress through each of them. So I'll go with the classic just to show you how you will begin the game. Actually, one thing to have in mind is that I have all my upgrades maxed, so the experience will be different for you. This is long-term progression system of the game that you will unlock and have buffs for every character that you play, like increased damage, movement speed, XP gain, max HP. It's similar to other games, but in this case you have to spend credits that you gain by completing the dives, and also some minerals that you will find on the levels, and you have to mine them. And mining is a really important aspect of this game that I will show you. So let's get into it with the scout and the classic one. So at the start you are dropped into a mine. You're a miner, right? You're a dwarf that mines, and as you mine and you kill monsters, you level up. And like Vampire Survivors, every time you level up, you can choose between one of 3 different upgrades, so like movement speed, crit chance, XP gain. Most of these are like stat boosts or stuff like that. You can reroll for 15 gold. I don't have it. Actually, I have it right now, but I won't spend it. I will go with XP gain because XP is really good at the beginning since I am on the first level. You can pause the game at any time, see your player stats on the left, see the objectives for the level, and see the details of your class and subclass and your weapons. So as you go, you have waves of monsters that will try to kill you, and you auto shoot. You don't need to aim your shooting, and you get XP that the mobs drop, and you upgrade stuff. You can also upgrade your weapons. Sometimes you get upgrades for your weapons when you level up. I will choose to upgrade my weapon, 15% damage, and it goes to level 2. At the max you'll have 4 weapons that you'll get at certain levels, level 5, 15, 25. Okay, here I'll go with reload speed. It's a rare one, so there's a rarity system that's based on the luck that you have. That's a stat. You can see here I have 24 luck. I don't know exactly how this works, how it's calculated, but the more luck you have, the more likely you'll be finding these rare and epic and legendary upgrades. So let's go with the reload speed. So each weapon, or almost every weapon, has like some main stats. It's the fire rate, the speed at which you shoot, basically. Then when you get out of bullets, the weapon reloads, and you can see at the bottom there, when I stop shooting, there is a red bar below my weapon. That is the reload speed. I got to level 5. I can choose between one of 3 weapons. We have here one that shoots plasma. The thing that plasma does is that it bounces between the walls of the terrain. This is a shotgun that knocks back enemies, and this one is a high caliber weapon that targets the highest HP enemy that's near you. And you can also see there's multiple types of damage. There's plasma, kinetic, and there's multiple types of weapons, multiple categories. Like this first one is medium, plasma, spray, and projectile. This doesn't have plasma, but it's spray as well. This is not spray, this is precise. You will be unlocking upgrades for these types of weapons, and the upgrades are based on what you already have. So if you go all into plasma, you will start to see upgrades for plasma weapons. If you go all kinetic, when you get some upgrades when you level up, you will start to see those kinds of upgrades. So I'll go with the M1000. This is one of the best weapons in the game. It does a lot of damage as piercing bullets. What that means is that the bullet will go through multiple enemies, and this multiplies the damage that you do. Yeah, as you can see, I'm destroying them. Let's get some gold here. So as you mine gold, you also get XP, and there's 2 main currencies in the game. There's the gold that I've been getting, and there's also nitra. That is the red thing on the top left that I have 12 of. While gold allows you to buy common upgrades, general upgrades on the shop, the nitra will allow you to buy specific weapon upgrades that level up your weapons and unlock bigger upgrades for them. Also, there's... okay, they exploded. Like that red thing that you saw, that's sugar, and when you get it, you recover some life. And the green thing that was there, it was one of the materials that you will use on the upgrades part that I showed you before to unlock the persistent upgrades for your characters. Let's go with max HP here. You also have pickup radios to pick up experience, these glowing things. And I'm here going around, and it's important to mine some golden nitro before you complete the first floor of the dive. So this one I will upgrade my main weapon, plus 15 damage, but as you can see there are like some checkpoints on the weapon. At the left you have like 3 different points. One is at 6, another is 12, and another is 18. So when you reach this, you can choose one overclock for the weapon. It's like a big upgrade that changes how the weapon works. For example, this one changes damage type to electrical, that improves critical chance, and this one adds damage, reduces fire rate, but introduces piercing shots on the Deep Core GK2, my main weapon. I will go with this because piercing is really good as it multiplies damage. There's another Magnite here, and you need this to unlock your persistent upgrades. Some enemies have health bars on top of them, those are the elites, and they give better XP than the common ones. So this is the boss for the first floor. As you can see on the left, there are 5 floors. This is the same for every biome that you do. There are always 5, and when you get to 5, you have to fight the last boss. Also, there are secondary objectives. You can see on the top right, collect Morkite. If I collect 20 of those, I didn't because I was talking and I didn't go for that. You get some XP and some gold. These are secondary objectives. And also on every level there is a drop pod that when it drops it kills enemies. That unlocks another mechanic of the game, that are the artifacts. So these are items that you will carry until the end of the run, of the dive that you are having, and that they will give you like some powers. You have the pay-to-win console that drains 10 gold every 10 seconds and increases damage by 100%. I don't have gold for this, so I won't use it. There's the ring that deals fire damage when you are hit, and there is this one that you get a chance to find the nitro. That's the red currency when mining any kind of rock. So I'll go with this to get a little more nitro to the shop. So when you complete... So now I'll go to the escape pod. When you kill the last enemy in this floor, you can go to the escape pod and you'll go to the shop. There are 4 opportunities to buy things, one for each floor of the dive, and you can see that I can buy things with gold. First 2 and the last one you can buy with gold, and the upgrades for the weapons that level up your weapon levels. You need to use nitro for that. I don't have enough. I only have gold, and I'll be using XP gain. You can also reroll by spending 5 gold, and you can heal 50% of your health by spending 30. After that you'll go to the next floor of the dive, getting some gold. On top you can see the timeline. The 3 skulls, it means that there's a big wave of monster that's coming. And this thing that I'm mining is the Morkite. This is the secondary objective that every level has. It's random. You can have like collect Morkite or collect mushrooms or flowers. It really depends. It's good that you can. It's good if you can do it. It's no problem if you can't. It's not essential. It's really just a side objective. So I'll go with this one, Nishanka Bolt Shark now. I reached level 15. This alternates between acid and electrical. Acid. What electrical does is you have more critical chance against enemies that are electrified, and acid does damage over time, and you do more base damage to enemies that are poisoned or on acid. Yeah. So I'm mining this thing so I can get the supply pod. Here it comes. What I like to do is try to kill some of the monsters when it drops. And now I have another artifact to get. I really like this one because it gives me crit chance, crit damage. I lose a bit of damage, but the crit chance and crit damage is really good in this game. I always prefer to upgrade my weapons instead of the general upgrades. But if I have like a epic one that gives me 15% all weapons, I will pick that. Yeah, as I was saying, on the top you have the waves of enemies. There's one coming. They are like the 3 skulls. And the real thing is the supply pod. Depending on the floor that you are, the supply pod comes at a different time. Now there's a swarming coming. This is a wave of enemies, a big wave that you all need to kill, and you need to escape by mining sometimes because they are too many. There are multiple types of enemies. There are ones that destroy rocks and they go after you even if you think you're protected. There are those ones that explode, those fiery things. Let me see, yeah. They explode and they're really useful if you have piercing bullets, so they can explode and do damage to the surrounding enemies as well. And yeah, you can do multiple builds in this game. You can go like a status effect damage, like you go acid, electrical, fire, or you can just go projectile. And you will choose weapons based on what you have and what synergies you can find. That is really important. And it's really important to reach those checkpoint levels on your weapons, because the overclocks are one of the most important things. The upgrades on your weapons. Like this one, I will choose an overclock. This one gives me knockback. I will go with that. Now I can shoot. And the enemies will go back a little. So this is the boss for this floor. It's done. Now I have 30 seconds to go to the drop pod. Yeah, there are multiple types. This one is a drone. I will use this one just to show you. Deals cold damage. What this means is that it slows enemies and can freeze them. And it flies around you, does damage, and slows these bugs, so it's easier for you to escape. Okay. I'm not playing well because I'm talking a lot, so sorry about that. I hope I can finish this thing. So in the shop I got a legendary upgrade for my main weapon. It's 50% more damage, I will grab that. And for gold, there's nothing here that I want. I don't want max HP, so I will reroll and get to the second overclock on my main weapon. This increases weapon level by 2. But, oh yeah, I don't have nitro for that. Let's go to reload speed and damage, I think. Right now I'm on the 3rd floor of the dive. Oh yeah, and you can also find these bugs. These bugs here that give you some nitro and some gold. Here I'm mining some nitro. Beginning of the floor is really good for you to mine. You should spend some time mining. And this is sugar that restores my life. And as you can see, there's another side objective on this floor. It's collect the poke blooms, these flowers. I need to collect 6 of them. Let's try and do that. Let's look for them. There's 2 more here. I don't know if you saw, yeah, you see the blue enemies, those are frozen. I'm not collecting these because I'm maxed out already, so I don't need to collect these. There's gold, but actually I want to show you the side objective with the flowers. So here is the supply pod. You need to destroy every rock that is impeding that is stopping the supply pod to arrive. When you destroy them, there's a countdown if you are in the circle, and at the end it will drop and kill some enemies. Now there's chance to find gold and nitro when I mine. or gain XP when I take damage. I don't want to take damage. There are some builds that you can do that you grab a lot of defense and HP, and then you get a lot of damage on you. And this might be good for those kind of builds. But for now, let's see. I have already the nitro scanner, sorry, that I get nitro when I'm mining. So I'll go with get some gold as well. And let's find some flowers. I need one more. There's one there, but let me just get this bug. Okay. Here it is. I got a bunch of golden experience. Got an overclock on this one. Adds a cryoball to the rotation, so now I can freeze enemies with this weapon as well. Let's go with the reload speed. Reload speed is important. They are approaching. Let me run away from here. Let's grab some HP just to max out. And you can get upgrades for multiple stats like fire rate, HP. I'll go with fire rate because 40% is really good. Movement speed, pickup radius, defense, HP, damage, crit chance, status effects. Well, there's a bunch of stats that you will need to manage. And some of those stats, like movement speed, for example, are also resources that you need to manage. There are artifacts that give you more damage, but you lose some movement speed. Or there is one that gives you crit chance for each nitro that you have, and then you can't spend them on the shop, for example. There are multiple resources that you need to manage. It's just not those two currencies. Your stats are also resources that you need to have in mind. It's not just your health that you need to be careful with. You need to be careful with your movement speed, because there are negatives to some of the upgrades and overclocks and stuff. So I'll go with this. It gives me 2 levels, crit chance, fire rate. Yeah, I spend all my money. Okay, now this is the 4th floor. One more and I'll be battling the boss, grabbing some gold. So yeah, the objective here is to find 12 mushrooms. There are 3 different types of sub-objectives or alternate objectives. There's the mining, the blue things, the morkite that I showed you on the first and second floor of this dive. Then there's the flowers, and there's this one, the mushrooms. There's still not much variety yet. This game is early access. But as you can see, the enemies are all the same on the different floors of the dive, and they are the same on all other levels as well. But on the hardest difficulties, they have more health, more movement speed, more damage, but they are the same. So there's not much variety, for now at least. I expect that they will introduce a bunch of it, a bunch of different enemies and stuff after some months. Because the base game is really fun, but yeah, it gets a little repetitive sometimes. But I quite enjoy it. Another legendary, cool. Look how many XP I can get here. Ooh, mining speed, XP gain. Let's go mining speed, reload. I'm not paying much attention, so I'm not building anything specific. I'm just mowing through these enemies. I can show you harder difficulty maybe, and another biome, so you can see the difference. Because right now, with all upgraded, this is just a breeze. Okay, the supply pod dropped. Well, it didn't drop, but it's scamming. Just need to mine this thing. I'm not going to grab the mushrooms. It's not worth it. Got more chance to find gold while I mine, so I should be mining. But yeah, if this looks like an easy game, don't be fooled because it's not. It's only easy because I've played a lot and I have all the upgrades already unlocked, so yeah, have that in mind. Also, for you to be able to overclock weapons, you need to unlock them first. So the first time that you use a weapon, you need to first get them to level 12, and only then you will be able to use overclocks for them. That's not really a great system in my opinion, because you kinda need to barf or to fail some runs just to upgrade the weapons so they have overclocks available. I can show you this because I have everything maxed out, but if I when you start, you have all the weapons with like a soft level cap of 12, and only when you reach it, you unlock the soft level cap to 18 with the ability to unlock overclocks for them. This is the last overclock. You can choose between the favorite that reduces the damage of my other weapons, or just getting more damage and less fire rate. I think since this is maxed out, I will invest on this one. Doesn't really matter right now on this difficulty. Let's reroll with chance, why not? Okay, and this is the last part of the dive. Here it's a bit different. You need to kill the eggs. If you don't kill them at certain times, they will spawn. And kill these elites. There are 3 of them, and after you kill them, you can destroy the big egg here and the last boss will spawn. If you kill the last boss and escape, you complete the run, you win essentially. So on this one I kind of can speedrun through it if I can find the eggs. I don't need to wait for them to spawn. There's another one here. Let's go. On the last level you don't really need to mine for gold or nitra unless you have some upgrade that gives you damage based on those resources. But I didn't get any of that, so I don't even care. Let's just destroy the eggs. Yeah, and this is the same for all the biomes and all the difficulties. It's kill the eggs and then kill the boss. And the boss is always the same. That's one thing that... Well, that's another thing that's kind of repetitive in this game. You don't have multiple bosses, you only have one at the moment. They are saying that they will introduce more. Let's see how they... Let's see what bosses they come up with, because you only have this one. And the mechanics are really simple. So when he stops, he jumps at you, and the only thing you need to do is to take a 90-degree corner, and he doesn't hit you. Well, on this difficulty it's easy, because I have a lot of space to walk on. But on later difficulties, you kinda get swarmed with enemies, and you can't even find a little space to run to. Okay, I can just run around while I kill it. And it's done. And now I will get the escape pod, drop pod, and get out of here. And I completed it. Mission complete. And here on the last screen you can see your statistics, and you can see the rank for the scout. You get some XP for it. I got 3,800 XP, got some credits. The stats are there, levels, experience, everything that you can check. You can see the weapons report to see what weapons did more damage, like the Deep Core GK2 did 3 million damage, the M1000 did 2 million damage, and with this you can see what weapons are better. Also see the different status damage that you did and the resources that you extracted. Yeah, this is essentially the game. You repeat this until you unlock everything, basically. The milestones are the objectives that you have to unlock more weapons and to unlock more artifacts, like collect gold, deal damage, upgrade weapons to level 12 so you can overclock them. And yeah, and as you reach higher ranks on your classes, you also unlock new weapons and new subclasses, as I said in the beginning. So I can show you the last level, last biome, on Hazards 5. This is the highest difficulty in the game. I will show you, just you can see a different experience that's not so easy. I will be choosing the gunner. This guy has more HP than the others, has 10 armor to begin with, so it's more tankier. And this gun, the Thunderhead Heavy Cannon from the Heavy Gunner specialization, is really good. It's one of the best in the game as well. And I get access to heavy weapons that do a lot of damage. I have more range, more reload speed, but less movement speed. Well, let's go with this one. I can talk a little bit about the graphics. I really like the graphics. Usually these kind of games are in 2D or similar. This is a full 3D game. I don't know if they use the models of their main game, Deep Rock Galactic. I have no idea. I didn't play that enough to know. But they are simple and they work. I think the effects are also good, the effects of the weapons. When you get a lot of things going on, it's really fun. You get big explosions. Also the music is kind of an ambient sound, gives some good vibes when you are getting destroyed by monsters. When the waves come, the music changes when you fight the boss as well. It's nothing special, but I think it fits the theme of the game. The lines that they say, the voice acting is good, I think. They say some really funny stuff sometimes. I have the voice turned down so you guys can hear me and not the dwarves talking. Here I have a seismic repulsor. This knocks back enemies. It's like a turret that I can deploy. There are multiple turrets and stuff like that, drones and everything. I really like the variety of weapons that there's in the game. There's a lot of variety, but some of them are kind of similar. Like there's 2 weapons that are almost the same that shoot in 4 different directions, and the last Overclock is the same as well. So overall I think the weapon variety is good. Another thing that I forgot to mention, if you have a controller you might prefer to play this game with the analog sticks on a controller. I used the PS4 controller for this one and the analog is really great. At first I used the keyboard, but now I can't play without using the analog. So on the difficulty 5, the Hazard level 5, instead of 1 boss, 1 elite at the end of the floor, you have 2. So that already makes this more difficult. And you don't want to kill them too early, because you kinda need to farm some currency, some gold, some nitro, some experience before you go to the next floor. This biome has these vines that are really annoying because they grow back. You have to mine them and then they grow back, and sometimes the monsters are stuck there. And there's another thing that sometimes you can't really see the enemies if they are outside of your vision, if they are like north of the terrain. And sometimes you get hit without having any idea why, because yeah, well, you can't really see it. I wish they would like have some transparency when there are enemies behind a rock or something, but well, yeah, like just now I got hit by a mob that was here that I couldn't see. Yeah, that's not fun. I hope they improve this. Oh, I need to go to drop pod, I forgot. I didn't even notice that I killed the boss. Yeah, I won't get there in time. No! I have 1 second. Oops. This is because I was talking. Yeah. So, there's only one biome that's left to show you. I can go engineer now. And I will be doing... I will be making a turret build, so you can see the different gameplay. On this biome there are these eggs, I don't know what they are, but if you go near them they explode, and there's magma on the floor that hurt you if you go near it. I'm on the maximum difficulty as well. Also about the performance of the game, well, I don't have any problems most of the time, but when there are a lot of enemies on the screen, you start to get frame drops. I don't know if I can show you, it only happens sometimes. It's not every time, but there are performance issues when there are many enemies on screen. Oh, I got tank tracks, the turrets will follow me. I need to get some health. I don't have enough mining speed to escape. Need to be careful here. Okay, there's sugar here. And there's more there, that way. Let's grab this. You can see that they are really faster on this difficulty. And they deal a lot more damage. I don't know if you noticed, but I have like this little robot on top of me with a question mark that shoots things. This robot appears on every character and it shoots enemies, but you can't upgrade it, so it is kinda useless. It's only useful on the lower difficulties, on the first few hazard levels. It does nothing, but the developers already said that they will introduce upgrades for it and you will be able to make builds around the little robot. I think it's called Bosco, something like that. This is going well, but I'm only level 22 on the second floor, and that sucks. Oh, not that well, actually. Oh, I can't... yeah, I need to... I only have 28 HP. Slows, I need slows, and I need to get health. Just try to run away. As you can see, there are many mobs here. I'm feeling a little bit... Oh, I died. Yeah, I started to feel frame drops here. So yeah, this is the game. Now I'll be talking a little bit about like the shortcomings, areas of improvement that I wish to see in the game, how I want it to evolve. Well, one of the things is the difficulty spike. So when you reach hazard level 4 and 5, the game gets really hard, especially before you have all the upgrades unlocked. And also the weapon balance is not really great at the moment. I hope they will improve on that. And you will have to choose almost always the same weapons to be able to complete the levels, and same upgrades, and there's like certain builds that are just better than the others. Also, I think that this upgrade system is not the most interesting. You're just unlocking like more 2%, more 10 HP, more 2% critical chance. I wish the upgrades were more diversified and not just passive stats. Also, more variety on the upgrades. Most of them are just stat boosts, the upgrades that you find in game. And some of the weapons don't have many overclocks. Some of them are just the same on all weapons, like more fire rate, less damage, more, yeah, just passive stat changes. I wish they had more functionality changes on them. There are weapons that only have one overclock at the end when you reach level 18, so I wish to have at least 2 of them for every weapon, but I understand that they will be introducing those over time. Also the UI, I was a front-end engineer for a long time, so there are some things that irk me about this UI. I don't think this upgrade UI makes any sense. Even the system doesn't make much sense at all, because you can actually sell and buy minerals, you can sell them for 20 credits and buy them for 400, but you won't ever do that unless you completely upgrade one of the areas, one of the categories of upgrades. So you could remove this entirely. It doesn't work currently unless you want to make it more difficult for yourself. don't ever buy or sell unless you completed like the damage and reload speed, and then you can sell every mineral of this kind to buy the others that you need. Yeah, you are also kept because of the gold, so you will always be buying the one that you are closer to unlock. It doesn't matter the sequence that you go to, you will be unlocking what you can. So I think a huge overhaul on the upgrade system is needed for the game. And the UI thing that I was telling you about is it's not clear how much you have because the things are not aligned. So the upgrades are aligned here on the bottom. They are aligned with things up there, but not with the numbers of the quantities that you have. I think the quantities should be here, not up there, because they are not aligned at all. Please make that change. When I'm buying and selling this yellow one, I need to see where it is up there. Yeah, it's weird. Just place the numbers below these buttons or something. Also, I would like to have a clear view of what weapons I have available when I'm choosing a class and subclass. For example, this one, Weapon Specialist, gives access to projectile weapons, but I can't see what weapons they are. Well, I know because I played for a bunch of hours, but if you don't have a clear view. I think you could like have an inspect button or something that would give you a list of the weapons that you would find. These are my thoughts about the game. I think overall it's a really good game. It's well done, it has a good basis, it's really addicting. You will always be wanting to go next. You might go to the last boss and die and go again, and you make a stupid mistake and you want to correct it in the next run. So that is a fun gameplay loop, but there are multiple shortcomings. I hope they are fast introducing them, and they actually share the roadmap. So let's talk a bit about the roadmap for the game. Actually, the developers on February posted the living roadmap for the game and what their priorities are. So one of the things I mentioned is that the Bosco robot was not really useful. Well, one of their priorities is making the Bosco bot an integral part of the game by giving him separate upgrades and making Bosco builds possible. So that will fix that. And they're looking to adding new biomes. That is also really needed because you only have 3 at a time. But they are still debating which ones to choose. Then add new overclocks and artifacts, more fun synergies and builds. Yeah, I talked about this, it's a shortcoming right now, but they are planning to introduce more. And they want to add mutators to biomes, to add more challenges than the hazards we currently have. Who doesn't want an elite threat? So I think these are like modifiers for the biomes. I think this is a good idea. Instead of just being hard, like having different mutators, as they call it, that introduce different ways of playing. Maybe one with waves of elites, like they say, elite threat, or some others with more enemies of a type, or with, I don't know, with more movement speed, or without mining, or stuff like that, or with more resources gained. Some modifiers that would make the experience more dynamic. And then they have later new missions, example, egg ants, new bosses. I think having new bosses this late, only after these 4 things, I think it's a little bit too late. Boss fights are fun. They are fun to have, to learn the patterns, to fight them. So I would also put this before the Bosco things or before adding biome mutators, to be honest. I think every biome should have its own boss, or maybe a random boss at the end. So stage events like earthquakes, more overclocks and artifacts, cosmetics, daily missions, assignments, cargo crates, more class mods, endless modes, and more weapons. So yeah, I think they are tackling the issues that I have with the game. Do I recommend this game? Well, that depends. If you really enjoy Vampire Survivors and games like that, well, yeah, play it because it's fun. It's harder than most of them, at least from what I played. So if you enjoy a challenge and enjoy those types of games, get it now. If you're on the fence, you don't know if you like it, maybe wait until they release the game or until they at least add more variety, maybe then it will be a better product. I think the game has a really good base to expand upon. So if you want to get into it now, buy it. If not, if you're not too sure, well, wait a bit. It's just early access. It's not a full game. If you buy it, have that in mind. Or if you are like me and enjoy repetitive, grindy action, yeah, that's a good game to play. I didn't expect to play that many hours, but I got addicted to it, and I always wanted next upgrade, next upgrade, next upgrade, next upgrade. When I noticed I had 100 hours on it, yeah, I really hope that most of them are from the game being opened while I slept. Yeah, I want to believe. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, please subscribe to my YouTube, comment down below, like the video. Check out my Twitch, I stream sometimes. Check out my Twitter, I post, well, rarely, but sometimes I post there. Take care and see you next time. Bye bye.